So, we're back, right? And guys, let me tell you something. I haven't, taking the time to say it yet, but coming back to the shop, because I've been back in the shop about a month now. All these videos I'm about to show you in the next coming weeks, I pretty much recorded all these in 2 weeks. I was just like knocking them out. There was so many people that had needed these transformations badly, and I was just on overtime with all of them. And after recording so many back to back, I didn't have the motivation to edit. I didn't even have the motivation to talk to the camera. There's so many things going on in the world. I was just like, I feel selfish. If I drop a video right now, I feel selfish. And by right now, I mean like a month ago. Just with everything that's been going on with the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and everybody that's just been affected by police brutality. Like, it's affected me, it's affected, people around me, my family, and it's just like, it was tough for me to just act like it wasn't there. I haven't protested, and it's not that I don't believe in it, because I think sometimes you just have to do what you have to do to be heard. I've just been working. The shutdown already affected me and my family badly, and but for those that chose to hit the streets, I get it. I hate that it takes this type of situation to bring about these types of conversations, when racism has been around forever. My first encounter with racism wasn't even with a white person. I'm Puerto Rican, and I definitely have heard some outrageous things come out of Hispanics' mouths towards black people, and it definitely made me question my own culture, or people within my own culture, should I say, people that represent my culture, and it's not right. I've never agreed with it. I've never stood by it. I take it serious when somebody goes that route. Racism is just a form of ignorance. It's a lack of understanding of the other person. It's a lack of empathy. Be willing to understand before you judge. Be willing to have the patience and put yourself in that person's shoes. Because if you're not willing to put yourself in that person's shoes and try to understand why things are the way they are, you have no place in judging them if you're not willing to put yourself in their shoes. On that same note, I do want to say this. So, for those aspiring barbers, don't shy away from these conversations, all right? But also don't be so aggressive with your approach. I feel like a lot of people's emotions, and I've seen it. I've seen it many times over. Especially when it comes to this topic right here, when it comes to understanding another person's issues, race issues, indifferences, racism. Don't get your emotions, and don't let your emotions get the best of you. Just be willing to listen to the other person, even if you don't agree with them. As a barber, now I'm talking about barbers. As a barber, when you make a person feel comfortable enough to say their truth, to speak their truth, they will in return hear you out. Whether they agree with you or not, you have to be willing to let another person talk. Now, if they're disrespectful, you're going to have to cut it off or find a different way. But don't let it build up, because then, come on, it's a business. Do it in the most respectful way. That's your duty as an individual first, and as a barber. Come on. We got to keep running. We got to keep making some money. We went to, at least in Tampa, Florida, we went 2 months without working. 2 months. That's hard, So we got to make some money, all right? That's definitely a must, okay? But we also got to make sure that this isn't forgotten about, and we have to continue to have these types of conversations, especially right now.
JHITZ finna drop the bass.
Quick update. Today was a bit slow. I had 7 clients today. It hasn't picked up a whole lot yet. I still have so many people I have to hit up still. I have to do mass text messaging. But let's get into Sue. All right, let's get into Sue. Yo, Sue. Now, when it comes to just preparing to cut the hair, I've been working with vertical sections. And by doing that, you are establishing a guideline. And after you do that, you come back and you can do horizontal. And because you did vertical, you got that middle ground that's shorter, and you just meet it, okay? Meet it, and again, and again, and again, and again. Alright, so right here, what am I doing right here? Right here, I'm establishing my guideline. When it comes to this, you wanna find the parietal ridge, okay? You have to make sure. Look, when it comes to the parietal ridge, right? It's not like you just follow it all the way through the same way. You have to curve it. It's almost like when you contour fades. When you establish this guideline around the parietal ridge, you have to be super careful when you get to the back. You have to start curving it. And on this video, because I've already looked at it countless times, and I just got in my feelings a little bit because there was parts that I know I feel I could have done better. Now, drying out hair, I gotta say, it's a little annoying for me because I feel like it just takes so much time. Let's say, I don't know, it could be 6 minutes, 6-7 minutes to dry off, but it's still annoying that I'm dedicating that much time to dry off hair to then have to fade. But hey, I mean, you know, that's the price of wanting to even charge more. I was able to bring my prices up, guys, like a considerable amount compared to like what I've been able to do in the last 4 years. Let me say, just $2, between $2 or $5, barbers are like about to have panic attacks because they're scared that they're gonna lose so much clientele. Have I lost some clients? I don't know. You know, it's hard to tell right now because we just came out of the shutdown. Some people are scared, some people are paranoid to come in, and I get it. But at the same time, I got clients that are more than happy to pay that. So after going through and balding out with the clippers, I'm coming back with the trimmers. Sometimes I have an issue picking up all the hair with the shaver if the hair is not short enough. My go-tos are the skeletons. Fabulous. I'm speaking backwards. But yeah, I'm doing it only because it allows me to cut the hair low enough for the shaver to come back and get everything in less time. Because I feel like if it's too long, it's just gonna take longer. And that also raises the question, how long do you guys wait until you change your blades on the shaver? I usually go 3 to 4 weeks. Those things are expensive too, to change the shaver blades, but it's necessary because if you wait too long, I feel like the wait time on balding out somebody with a shaver, ridiculous. Okay, ridiculous. It would be cool to do the razor, but I think I've only had one client in my 4 years of cutting hair that has asked for me to do it with a razor instead of a shaver. Okay, so all the way from the number 4, I'm working my way down. I'm fading down, mainly because it's safer that way. I only have a very limited amount of space to work with to do this fade. I don't want to go too high because I don't want to go past that initial guideline that I did when I worked around the parietal ridge, okay? Remember that. It's super, super important when it comes to this type of haircut, because if you go beyond that, that's when you're going to run into the issues of the hair sprouting up. And I mean, yes, you can slap some product on it, and yes, there's ways to finesse it, because we've all been there. We all finesse. We've all have had to finesse a haircut just so we don't freaking have this client going into full panic mode. But you don't want to be a finesser barber. You want to be a very skillful barber. So let's work on being skillful, guys, okay?
JHITZ finna drop a bass.
I don't know if you guys can notice, he has kinks. And when you come across a client that has kinks and you're doing a fade on them, you're gonna see way more darker spots because the head shape is not even all the way through, right? So you're gonna come into these kinks. At that point, you have to step back, like I just did right there. Look at the mirror. Look at the mirror as much as you can. I know I'm starting to realize I don't show that part, and I need to start showing it, because just because somebody's not showing it on the video doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It's super important to look at your mirror. You need to look at that haircut from a distance, and looking at your mirror gives you that opportunity, that chance. And you know what, don't even just rely on the mirror. Sometimes you need to just step back. Like, don't just always stay behind your station. You know, come to the other side, step back a little bit more, because how many times have we done a full service, show them the mirror, and all of a sudden they stand up, and let me tell you, this really sucks when they leave and you start noticing from a distance the big bulk line that got away. The bulk line that got away. That should be a shirt. The bulk line that got away. You don't want that. Shout out to Dre. He called it out. I was cutting Caleb. Blurry cut. And I didn't notice it, or Dre didn't notice it till he walked away. And I called Caleb back. He was about to drive off. I was like, yo, get back. I got rid of it. Shout out to Dre. And that's why it's important to look at your haircut from a distance, because sometimes having to be right behind your client cutting and looking at the mirror isn't enough. Or, ooh, even better, use your phone. The phone will definitely catch some things. Bye. Now, I think this is the first time in any of my videos that I start showing me using the feather razor. I've been using the feather razor for quite a while now. I like this tool a lot. I know I can use it in so many different ways, especially to soften up a look. Like, have you ever cut a comb over in straight blunt lines? You're not even like point cutting, it's straight blunt lines. And by the time you're done, you'll see like these heavy lines all the way through. That's because you cut a blunt line. So if you point cut, or you know, some people come back with texturizing shears. I don't like doing it so much, but I mean that is another way to soften up a look. But yes, a feather razor is a great tool to have. Highly recommend it. It gives you an opportunity to soften up areas that are still bulky. That's mainly what I use it for. I also use it for waves around areas that the hair is still poking out or is still heavy. Same purpose, really. Get you a feather razor. All right, so check it. Right now, I'm prepping up the area that I'm about to line up. Before you line up, you want to make sure you comb down the hairs that you're about to cut down first before you line them up. Look, you only do it if they want to do it. If you feel it's going to complement their look, obviously suggest it. Do I feel like every person needs a lineup? Absolutely not. Hell no. What? Nah. Because it's the norm. Go ahead. See, look. Here we go. We got somebody that's going to join us right now. You don't want to give us a little, feedback on the lineup? What do you know about lineups? Nothing? Never mind.
Does it look like I know anything about lineups?
Let's see. Hold up. Zoom in. Nope, not at all. Alright, so look guys, we're prepping up, and right here, so before you line up, you want to step back a little bit. Whoa, I forgot to zoom out. Check this out. So you want to step back and look at what you're about to do. This is a real moment right here. You don't want to mess this up. You can have a okay fade, and as long as that lineup is crisp, there's something about a crispy lineup that makes a person, it makes them accept an okay fade. And I thought this was crazy, but it's true. You can have an okay fade, but as long as that lineup is on point, I'm telling you, they're gonna look beyond that fade. So make sure that you are doing everything in your power to I don't even know how to say this, but just don't mess up.